Hey everyone, this is Data Science Dad, and today's video is going to be a tutorial in City Skylines on how to properly build a supply chain. Now, most of my videos that I'm going to be making for SimCities or Cities Skylines are going to be intended for the younger audience, kids that aren't really familiar, and maybe there's not someone around to show them how the process works and they get frustrated and only want to play with, unlimited money or something like that. That takes kind of the uh, the fun away from the game. So hopefully, after this video, you guys will be able to play and have a more fun experience. So let's begin. So the supply chain is uh, is a process, kind of like a path that uh, things have to go on in order to uh, be used. So, like when you go to Target or Walmart or even the grocery store, the stuff you see there, like your favorite cereal, or candies, or ice cream, uh, it comes through that same path, right? So that path has many stages in real life, but in SimCities, it's kind of simple, right? We have four paths. So we'll do one, two, three, and four. Okay, so let's pretend, actually, what I'm going to do is make this one way, just because it's already one way from the highway. So what we're going to do is we're going to pretend or use an example that we want to know how, like a toy. Say you really like Legos, okay? We like Minecraft Legos in my house. So let's say we want to know how to get a Minecraft Lego from, or how it gets to the store where we buy it. Okay, so this area right here will be our store. Let's pretend this area is Target right here. Let's say this is Target. Okay, well, yeah, we'll put that as Target. Okay, so this is going to be, this area right here is Target. And then before the Legos get to Target, before they get to Target, they have to be uh, made, right? And that process starts with the actual stuff to make it, right? Not stuff like rocks and trees, although that's important, right? We don't really think about that kind of stuff, but before it's turned into something like plastic for Legos and then colors, it has to come from somewhere. And most of the stuff we make on Earth starts as something we call raw resources. Now, you might have learned it in school already, but you might not. But raw resources are things like trees or oil, um, or even for food, the stuff like in farms, right? Like if you really like Pop Tarts, you don't go to a Pop Tart farm. It has to get things like flour uh, from the farm, but flour doesn't even come from the farm. Flour comes from wheat. So wheat would be a raw resource, and then it gets turned into flour, and then that flour is used by a bakery as part of the ingredients to make Pop Tarts. But in our scenario, in our example, we're going to see how a Minecraft Lego is made. So let's begin with the first one, okay? Remember I said there's four stages, one, two, three, and four, where it ends up in Target. So in the first stage, the raw resource stage, remember something like trees or oil, or this is going to be our raw resource stage, okay? This is where we're going to start collecting things. Let's start adding some water here. And I like my water to go straight. I really, really like grids. So let's try to keep these grids. Another one, and oh, that one's kind of off. That's okay. All right, so all the water pipes are connected right now. So this will be our first station. And at the beginning of the game, you won't be able to use the district tool. Now that's a really important tool that not a lot of kids use. My son doesn't use it. I haven't seen and the other kid's using it, really. But it's going to be an important part because if you just have one industry zone, then they have nothing to process. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, it'll go. This will be actually number 3 because the third place, this place right here, is going to be the place that actually makes stuff, like makes the Legos, like the Lego company. And then uh, this stage is going to be the stage that actually takes the things like trees or rocks or oil and turns it into things like plastic or makes colors like dyes like red, blue, and green. And then the Lego company buys that from them to make their Legos. But these people, before they even turn the oil and stuff into plastic, the oil has to get out of the ground and stuff like that. That's where these people come in. That's where the very beginning is, the raw resource. But if the raw resources aren't there, uh, which they might be there, but we can't make it because you need a district to make it, then it skips these, right? Because they can't make it. So these will just be the third part until the game gets a little bit bigger. Okay, so let's start, and then I can show you more about what I'm talking about. So we'll keep this here, the 4 stages, and we'll start hooking up some of the uh, city infrastructure. So let's start, because we're living in the desert here. Let's put a watering tower. Water tower right there. And then I really don't like having the water drain pipe, like all the poop and stuff coming outside. I really don't like that. So I think it's gross. Even though that's sometimes how it happens in real life, they don't usually do that anymore because it's bad for the environment. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do kind of like what we do in today's world, which is we use things called water processing or water treatment plants, where they take the gross poop and water from your shower after you're done, all that, and they process it and try to make it as clean as possible before putting it back in the environment. So we don't want our water treatment plant near this stuff. We definitely don't want it near the water. So what we're going to do is, I'm using unlimited money in this one, but we'll make another video after I give you guys an example and show how it's done. To show you how you can do it just normal without having infinite money. So let's continue we'll do 3 squares, and then we'll have this one come down a little bit. And because the water treatment plant really doesn't have a lot of traffic, I like to use dirt roads because it helps me see it really fast when I'm in the air. So let's put the water treatment plant over here so it doesn't affect anybody too much. Then we'll connect it to the pipes. Okay? And if you don't even know how to do the plumbing or the sewers, don't worry, I will do another video showing you guys how to do that too. But for right now, you can just watch what I'm doing, because this video is more to show you how to build stuff, like supply lines, and make a lot of money. So now that that's connected, we're going to need something else to power them, right? And I like putting the power plants far away, even far away from the industries, because in real industry, you don't go somewhere and see a big coal plant burning and people working there. That would be very ugly. So we have our power plant here. It's going to be a coal power plant, and we will connect it to our road system. And that's weird. I like to make it really nice and pretty. So I always try to start off with the power lines in the road like this, because on a real highway, a lot of times that's what you'll see. But you can do whatever you like. Okay, so now that that part's done, let's connect the main highway. Of course, that one's going to be right in the way, huh? Not always how it works in this game. So we will put that there like that. Then we need to change this road, of course, because you can't go that way out of the city, right? Okay, now we're going to need people to work in our supply buildings. So, a lot of people actually start building the industries on the other side, but it doesn't matter. just as long as, you know, they can get to work, get to where they're going. So I'm going to actually put my neighborhood stuff down here. Not too close to the power plant, but let's see here. And this will probably move later, but for this video, we're not really caring that much. Up here, the hill's really big. I don't think we can look at the landscape yet, but the hill's really steep. You can see. Oof, it's going to be hard to build a neighborhood up there, so we won't even try right now. So let's build some neighborhoods. So you guys should know, like I already said, I really like my neighborhoods in grids like this. It's like a really pretty, clean neighborhood. And another road in here and there. So, remember the traffic will be able to come in, come out, but they also need to be able to work into the store. So what I like to do for them to do that is, a lot of times I'll build like a one-way road and then turn that road into a bridge. So let's see here. One, is that big enough? Yeah, that's big enough. So let's build the bridge. And I like my things to try to be as symmetrical, or symmetrical just means the same on both sides. So this is too long, or not too long, but it's 2 squares long. So we'll go 1, 2, just use that to remember where we need to stop. So they look the same. Good. And then what we need to do is connect it to where the target is, right? So this is, in our pretend game, this is a target. Okay, get in there. There we go. So now they can go in, and then when they want to go home, they just come back around. And they can, but we also need to remember that we need to have them be able to work, right? So let's go ahead and run this all the way down. That way they can get to work and stuff. So some people might work to stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. So now look. Now we have the neighborhood, which will be over here, connected to the target and where they work. Just like mom and dad, we have to be able to get to where we work. That would not be good if we did not. So let's do this. Okay, here we go. That's going to be our first neighborhood. And will this be big enough? Good. Don't need to waste that much space. And connect this one here. That. Okay. I think we have everything connected. Now what we need to do is make sure that the neighborhood has power. We can do that pretty easy. We're just going to run this all the way over here like so. And remember, well, if you don't know, the neighbor or the houses will start to build first where there's power. So make sure that there's power running there, especially if we want to build a city fast. So let's put another power plant there, or another power plant. It's not a power plant, crazy that. That won't work. Let's take that out. So this will be target, and let's run some power over here too. That's good. So we have water, right? We have our water tower. We have our electricity. So let's go. Because remember, this isn't a game on how to do everything. We're just going to build a supply zone, but we need humans to do that first. So let's see. See the house is already starting to pop up here, right? Remember what I said? Wherever you put these electrical power lines is that's where the houses will pop up first. So if you build a neighborhood and don't run power to them, they won't try to pop up there because they're like, hey, there's no power. So soon we'll see our first industry zones, our working places, pop up right here. I wonder what kind of building this is. Let's see. This is a drugstore, so that's like a pharmacy. What's this one going to be? A corner shop, so that's like where you get small things. Like it's like a small grocery store. Although, how do you just get in there? I'll put the door over there. The door's over here too. Well, that's weird. See, that looks weird to me. So what I'm going to do is, oh, we don't have access. We'll build a path there later though. Okay, and that's where the industry buildings are going. So, they're already out of water, huh? Oh, you know what? We forgot to connect. Well, no, I forgot to connect the water. That's a good way to make people hear you say. There we go. Water go, water go, water go. There we go. Oh, getting nighttime. Sometimes I like to see what's going on in my city. Go through here. Everyone must be sleeping. Ooh, it's nice and quiet. Okay, so since we're gonna need more industry area, that's fine. Let's build a little bit more. And we can also start building where we're going to build our stage 2, and we'll just change them later. That way there's enough places for people to work. That's a lot of traffic. Well, I wonder why people are parking here. That's a strange place to park. Maybe they're like visiting or something? I don't know. I think it's a very strange place to park. Let's see what's going on here. They need more power, huh? Oh, they don't have power. There you go. Have some power. There you go. The hopeful plant. We're almost there. Once it reaches the top, we'll be able to have more stuff. So your people are growing. Probably going to need some more commercial zones here too. So beside our imaginary target, we will put some more. Oh, so now what do we unlock? This stuff. But we'll go over that stuff in another video. Right now, we just want to build our population. So we can unlock this thing. So we still have more room for housing. So what that's going to do now is, I also like to use roundabouts. So I'm going to use a roundabout here, right in the middle. And we'll make the neighborhood go this way eventually. We'll have a neighborhood. Actually, this will probably be a connection to the highway here. Then this will be a neighborhood. Let's build another neighborhood by that growing. There we go. And I'm going to give my neighborhood district name too, because I really like the district tool. It can do fun stuff with it. And because I usually would not do this, but because we're in infinite money, that's okay. I'm not really concerned about that. So I will run this power line down here. Now his brother system growing there. Let's see. Turn this pipe all the way up. And everybody wants water, I imagine. Not more. Some little house will be built and that's smaller. It's so sad. They don't have water. And they'll be like, what a terrible town there. Can't give us water. Let's see here. Almost there. That's okay. Don't need to be too perfect. I think this video I think. Okay, so they want more industry, which is kind of interesting. I don't really have that many people yet, but we will give people what they desire, I guess. So this one I'm going to actually make 2-lane road. There we go. And I always build my industry with empty lots because traffic really likes to back up right in that position. Let's speed it up now. Speed so fast. More humans coming and more humans parking there. It's very strange. Sometimes if I don't like the look of it, I might do like something like this, like a 2-lane road instead. Parking very furious. Oops, did not mean to do that though. Yikes. Let's fix that. Can't go too fast. And that kind of stuff. Not nice. Alright, let's build this so there's not a really tiny house. And right there too. Now we need to build. I like putting the garbage over by this stuff too, because it's all bleh, gross, disgusting. But if I'm feeling really fancy, I'll build it like real life and put it inside of a big cave or something, or cavern, or a hole. Go, garbage trucks, go! Now it's very important you check to make sure the garbage trucks get back. So they can come here and get back, but can they go to the industry and get back? It's very important. Okay? So, okay, so that's good. While they're all doing that stuff, I'll probably start building this part so that people can leave without making the road all too much traffic on that road. Let's connect that one right there. I'm gonna pause it just real quick. People don't get too upset about the electricity being off. There we go. So now people in the neighborhood can just leave whenever they want. We'll turn this one on. So now they'll go and leave pretty easily. Alright, people are still parking there, that's funny. I thought that would stop them from parking. I guess not. Let's do this. That looks kind of weird without just one thing there. Oops, you know what? I did the 6 lanes, didn't I? Yikes. See, that's made tons of mistakes too. Okay, so people are gonna need fire stations. So we'll put one. That's good right there, I think. And don't forget industry area too. They need a fire station too. So we'll put a fire station right here so it can reach everybody. And police station 2. I'll put the police station right here. And later in the game you can remove all the power lines because more of the buildings will connect to each other. But for right now we have to do this to make them all connect. Because without power they won't work very well, will they? No, they will not. Right? More industry for these guys. Yowzers. How much industry do they want exactly? Actually, I'm gonna move the water real quick because I feel like that's getting a little too close. Don't want the water to get bad because people get sick. They'll die very fast. There we go. Okay, let's build some more stores just like Target. It looks like these people really want to shop too. There we go. More shopping for them. And look, the houses got built over here too. So we're going to add a clinic for them. And a police station to catch bad guys. And they're going to need their own too because they're too far away. So let's put one. Let's put one just to get close. So fire station there. And probably a clinic too, make them really happy. Everyone's going to get a clinic. And just like you go to school, and if you go to school, put a school there. And how about right there? Yay! And I always like to put parks next to the schools, or playgrounds, not parks. There's a playground. Because that's, you guys at school have playgrounds, so you should have playgrounds. And they're going to need more electricity because the grounds grow so fast. There we go. And the park also makes people happy, which is good. Okay. Now, some neighborhoods that I played didn't have dog parks too, so let's put a dog park. I think this is good. Right here. People can walk to it. And in this one, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do a park with trees. Put it right here so everyone can see it. See, everyone's happy now. Yay! We have a park. And don't forget these guys too, because sometimes you want a clinic. You might need a medical attention or something next to where you work, so it's a good idea to put these next to those two. And I like putting places like this, like maybe your parents want to eat or something, if people working there want to eat outside, and this makes them happy too. I never put parks there though, because they get really ugly really fast. Okay, so our town's still growing. Our target is growing. Let's see here. I am going to make this a little bit bigger so that the shopping area can get bigger, but not too close to there. So what we'll do is we'll come down here and then make a curve. Like that. There we go. And let's build a few roads. So 1, 2, 3. I think that's good. I like making it look different sometimes. So we'll do this whole area right here. And then right here too. Then we'll see how that looks. And we'll bring this one all the way down. Let's connect these two. Just in case something bad happens. And it breaks or something like that. Alright. Let's add some more buildings on this side too. Now where should we put buildings on this side? Because we're going to need more extraction buildings eventually. So, 1, 2. So what I'm going to do is take up all this water, and then flatten that drain once the water is gone. Let's do that real quick. When that's draining, let's build some more neighborhood. It's starting to get a little crowded. Then we'll start painting some districts. And make this one look a little bit different from the other side. Oh man, that house is on fire. Oh my gosh. The house is on fire. Alright, here we go. Connect these two. So people can go different ways if they want. There we go. I love the sound that the bulldozer makes. It sounds so cool. Alright, so let's build it to here. And then all the way across here should be good too. Oh. Actually, and that's going to pause this eliminate 2 different districts for the neighborhood. Let's do that real quick. Okay, so this is the district painting tool, right? And this shows 3, unless you have some of the, like the campus area, but the industry area, but right now we're going to focus on this one. We're going to paint districts, and districts just allow you to make special zones, like areas, okay? And it's just like a painting. So let's paint, so for example, paint the neighborhood here. That's what we'll do first. So we'll make this neighborhood, this district, start right on this road, right here. And we try to make it nice, but it's a paintbrush, so it's not going to be perfect. There we go, all the way up, and right about there. You can make it smaller too. You can have a small one. It won't be really perfect. But that one looks just about good there. It's a good separate one. And then we can do another one here. Oop, kind of got pushed in there. That's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, like I said. Just have to have a good time. So this will be a neighborhood. This will be a neighborhood. And let's fix that. That one went way too far. Get up there. Get up there. Okay. So Hamilton Park. And you can change the name too. Like we'll call this. What we call this? We'll call this Sun Power. Sun Power States just means neighborhoods. Okay. So now that that's done, we can go to here, and you see here we have industry, which is what we're going to cover in this video. Commercial, which is just shopping. This is office, but you have to get a population bigger. And then residences, so houses. And you'll see now I call it the sun power states, because we're going to make these solar power. And you'll see that they look different too. So let's make sure they have water. And let's go just a little bit. There we go. So while that's growing, we're also going to paint. Now we're going to start with the whole video's work, right? We're going to do the industry specializations. So let's get started. Remember what I said? We have 3 zones. So to help you understand, I'm going to name the zones too. So we have 1, remember this one? 1, 2, and then 3. We haven't built anything there yet. So let's do number 1 first, which will be right here. This will be industry area 1, and I'm going to name this district. Remember, we're painting districts, and they're called. This district right here is going to be called step 1, so you guys can better know how it's done. So remember, step 1, and we're going to call it your raw resources. And just press enter. Okay, so that's 1. Step 1, raw resources. Okay, so raw resources, everyone, they're like grass, or not grass, forest, or oil, or fertilizer, which is farm. So using this one, you should probably choose forest, because there's a lot of forest, but you don't have to. You can import it too. We'll talk about that later. But since we have something, let's go ahead and make this one a forest. And all you have to do is once you paint it, go back to here, the industry. Remember, industry specializations. Click the trees, and then click where you painted. And now all these stores you'll see, all these buildings will turn into like forest buildings. They'll be, and because there's trees here, they'll actually turn into step 1 buildings, which will chop down trees. So let's go continue painting number 2 district with the steps. So number 2 is going to be right here. Step 2. Remember, I'm going to rename this so you guys can find it easier. Step 2, processing. And processing, remember, it just means taking the raw stuff. So in this example, it's all going to be like forest stuff, so wood, and turning it into stuff. So they might turn it into paper or lumber, like what you see at Home Depot, big long pieces of wood they use to build houses. They might do all that in here, processing. But you have to make sure you turn it into a forest process. So remember this one, for the raw resources, to get them to cut down the trees, we actually have to put a tree here. Same thing for this one. So we have to put a tree here, and all these buildings will change into buildings that create stuff from that. And the last one that is making now is going to be manufacturing. That's where they make stuff. So if they get oil or plastic, they might turn it into something that the Lego company, like here, will use, and that's what they built here. They built the stuff. So remember, this is the place where the Lego company will be. So this is going to be step 3. And what is this? And what's a better word for you guys to understand? We'll call it put our build. That won't work for you guys. So manufacturing just means to put things together. Remember, they take things from step 1, and then step 1 gets to step 2. So step 1 takes the trees and cuts them down using step 2. Step 2 will take the trees that they can cut down, and they'll make stuff out of it, like paper or wood for building. And then step 3 are the actual companies. So remember, in our example, we're doing Legos. It'd work a lot better if this was oil, so oil is turning plastic, but that's okay. So in this example, instead of, actually it says Legos because we're dealing with, let's say, their furniture company. So we'll say, I don't want you guys to get too sensitive big words. So what's a better word for manufacturer? We'll call it building companies. They build stuff, right? Building companies. Alright, so let's go ahead and start putting these That's step 3. And you guys already know this part. This is where imaginary targets. And Target still sells furniture too. So that still works for our example. So for this one, let's put, we don't want to policy fish yet. So we'll do step 4, stores. Just regular stores that sell stuff. Okay, so now we have our steps. So let's go do it one more time. Raw resources. Remember, that's things like oil, ore, forest, and fertile land. So ore is just like metals and rocks. Forest is trees. And fertile land is where they grow crops and stuff. Now this one's kind of confusing because it's actually all underwater. But in this example, we're going to do trees because there's trees over here. So step 1, they're going to cut down all the trees. These buildings that turn into lumber buildings that cut down trees, we'll send it to step 2, which is processing company. Remember, processing just means turn whatever this area is going to into something that can be used to build things. So step 1 is going to be raw resources like cutting down trees. So they'll give the logs to step 2. Step 2 will take the logs. And the different buildings will either make things like paper or lumber, big pieces of wood to build things like houses, right? And then step 3, once these buildings start coming up, these will be companies that actually build them. So like, they might be a furniture company like Lazy or something like that. Or they can be a place that builds, let's see, there's some things built out of, almost everything's built out of wood really, but like maybe they build benches or maybe they build tables. It could be anything. So we'll see what pops up there and we can actually look at the names. So once they build it, after step 3, they send it to step 4, which is just the stores. Just like when you see trucks on the highway moving stuff, they drop it off at the store. So step 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's your supply chain. So let's watch it a little bit and see how good it is. See, all these are going to go away and then pop up new ones that are part of the forest, so trees. So this one is now fine furniture because they must not have any wood there to cut down. I like the sounds of it. Industrial, fine furniture. Pellet fuels limited. Pellets just mean little pieces of wood. So all of these are going to be turned into buildings that are just wood buildings. And remember, I probably didn't tell you, but for step 3, you might notice that, hey, Dad, or hey, man, why didn't you put the little trees in this one? That's because this one needs to be normal industry area, because the normal industry area can make all different things. They don't just need to make stuff that are just tree stuff or wood stuff, right? They can use wood and other products that they might get from different states, different cities. That's what the highway's for. So let's see. While they're doing that, let's check out our neighborhood. Hey, looks pretty, right? And you'll see the buildings are a little different. They have the solar panels on them, which use the sun to make electricity. A bunch of kids there playing. We got a school. Did we put a fire station over here? We did. What about a police station? We did. Now they need one. I really think that's too many police stations. I don't expect many police stations in real life. But hey, that's okay. Let's put one here. Fire station. Near there too. And maybe a medical clinic. Near there too. Now, if you guys have big brothers and sisters, you're probably like, what about the high school? And you're absolutely right. The high school down here too. I'm going to put the high school here because we're going to have buses. And we're going to make the buses go this way. Give this guy some power. There we go. And we'll paint this district so you guys can just see more examples of painting. So we just select this district tool, just like we did for up here and over here for the buildings. And paint this one. This will be kind of a big neighborhood, huh? There we go. Now that's a neighborhood. And we'll call this one. My son's name is David, so we're gonna call this David. How about David Heights? That's good, right? David Heights. Neighborhoods have like such funny names. Alright, everything's going good. Now the pollution needs to still go away, right? Because the old buildings were just like, yeah. But you'll see the trees will start growing back and won't be dead like they were before. It's awesome. And these are the building companies. So remember, they take this up and build stuff. So this one's an ice cube factory. That's a box factory. They make clothes, I'm guessing. This is ready to wear. That's also ready to wear. And they also make clothes. They also make clothes. Oh my, that's a big company. They make boots now. I'm really sure they must be importing stuff. And they don't only bring it here, they bring it here to the stores. Let's try to speed this up. My electricity. That's good. Water. It's interesting that the water's still good. Oh, because we have this one right there. This might be infinity water because when they build the game, I'll do a video on how to make your own map. You can put water that's infinite, meaning it never runs out, unless you build something over it, like change the landscape. Alright, let's see. And we can actually, let's pause this and see. These are the raw resources. So this is a lumber mill. So this guy just left the lumber mill, and he's exporting. I wonder why he decided to go there instead of somewhere else. Let's see. So here's our forestry, and this is just telling you what it does and being imported and exported, and it's just processing buildings. And then the processing buildings go to unique factories if you use the industry one. Otherwise, just build stuff. So you see when I click this button, what happens? Good. You notice the trucks? So look at the truck colors. They highlight. So that's going to tell me those are the forestry trucks. These are the trucks all working in the forest. So let's see where they're going. So here's an example. He is actually going to bring it to the lumber company. Okay, so let's watch this guy for a little bit. And we'll go down there. And we'll do free camera. So let's watch him for a little bit. Remember, he's dropping stuff at the lumber company. There we go. So he's delivering his stuff. Alright, so now that they're done, oh, there's a lot delivering there. So now let's watch this one and see if any vehicles pop out. We'll speed it up. Alright, so the lumber company should be turning that wood, remember from here, into something that can be used for building. Remember, like I said, like something you see at Home Depot or Lowe's, in the wood section, big long piece of wood. Right now it's nighttime, so there's probably not going to be anyone working. Let's just wait a little bit. And hopefully this video isn't too long for you guys, but it's my first one. I just like helping people because, like my son, he won't know unless daddy teaches him, and you guys won't know unless someone shows you. Wow, they're getting a lot of wood. But you can see in the back here, the builders, or the workers, have already turned the tree logs into lumber, which is just flat pieces of wood used to build. Is the sun coming up yet? Almost. Well, we'll keep that open and look around the city, I guess. So they're happy. These green areas just mean that people, the buildings are getting higher level, which means they pay more taxes. And we'll go over that kind of stuff later. Because you guys might not be old enough to understand what in the world taxes and all that nonsense, man. But it's important for your city because it gives you money. It's taking a long time for the sun to rise. But it did just set too. Oh, and one important thing I should tell you guys while we're waiting is wood areas for buildings, for industry, love to catch on fire. See they're all red? The red means very high danger. Blue means very low danger. So I always like to put extra fire stations near these things. Because jeez Louise, do they love to catch on fire. Alright, now where is our... Do you guys remember where it was? This one? Let's see who... No one's at work yet, so... Let's speed it up. Probably because the sun's rising. People are like, I have to go to work that early. Someone's coming in, probably to pick some wood up. I don't know. Let's see what happens. They shouldn't be accepting imports. That would make no sense. They don't need to buy imports. They have their own stuff. So this is all processing, right? Actually, this is raw resource, but it doesn't really matter what this is. There's no tree here. We'll have to process it too. So if you don't want to wait, you can go up here and say, okay, are any of you getting... Well, there's food companies, so they're not going to. Let's see, goods and limited, ice cube factory. Nothing yet. And let's see these guys. You can actually see either the workers or stuff being delivered. So these are all workers. You can see there's private agents. And city service vehicles. Box factory. Looks like we probably need a lot more people. But you can see that these trucks are moving from here to here. Some trucks are coming to import stuff, which just means that they're coming from a different city to buy stuff from our wood companies. And like this one, delivering wood to a company. So this little truck here, dropped off the wood. And then these guys, for some reason, are all importing their stuff. Strange. That's okay. Because some of these buildings actually deliver stuff too. But that's how it is. It's pretty simple once you get to do that right. So, what I'll do is, as this keeps growing, I'll do another video and show you guys how to do it. Train and stuff. Okay, but for now, that's it. That's all for this video. So, step 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't have to be perfect your first time, of course, but you'll see on Dad's and mine, there's no traffic here, right? Because they're going to these different places. And we'll have to obviously increase taxes and stuff like that. But we're playing with infinite money because it's a YouTube video for 56. So remember, we're looking for raw resources. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this one and start putting another video and show you how to do it in a different place. This time, we're not going to have infinite money. So, see you guys later.